All right, everybody, welcome back to the Heath Barn. Hope that we've all had a lovely day. This particular episode was a lot of fun. It flew by. Flew by when we recorded it. I just went back and listened to it, and it flew by then, too. So it's a very easy listen. It is my wife, Mandy, and myself going over all kinds of different things. We talk about a band that we saw over the weekend that we liked a lot. We discuss them. She gives her thoughts on the Bravo situation here lately. I give her little Bravo time here to talk about those shows on there, what her likes and dislikes here recently from all of her Bravo shows. And because she talks about Bravo, then I go ahead and talk about fantasy football for a little bit. So we get through all that stuff. And then we talk about TV shows that we like a lot and have watched recently and that we recommend to people. We talk about those. Also a movie we saw and a documentary we saw and a movie we saw. So basically just anything on the tube here lately that we have watched that we liked a lot that we would recommend to people. And also a show that we are looking forward to watching. Can't recommend it yet, but, so we go through all kinds of stuff. It's kind of a hodgepodge episode. One thing that I wrote down here that I meant for us to talk about, but we don't, is we were watching Love It or List It on HGTV, which we like that show. No, it's not Love It or List It. That's my favorite show. It's the one where, I don't know, whatever. They got 3 houses to choose from. They got to pick one. Whatever. Can't think of what it's called. She likes that one more. I like watching Love It or List It with her, but with Hillary. Anyways, we were watching an episode and it just reminded me because there was this couple looking for a little loft or whatever in Chicago. And the girl talked like this. Every single effing thing she said, her voice went higher like this. Please don't do that. It was worse like 5 years ago than it is now, I thought. But please don't talk like this because it's annoying. That is one thing I was going to talk about with Wifey, and we skipped over it. So, I'm just letting you know now, before the episode starts, if you talk like this, stop it. And if it's a habit that you can't, that you just feel like it's such a bad habit that you can't stop, figure it out because, oh my gosh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to be negative here, like on this pod. I try not to be negative. But that is one thing that if you talk like this, it's horrible. So, yeah. And some people do the they'll do the 2 highs and then a low. Well, this girl in here was doing like 4 out of every 5 was like, like, please don't do that nonsense. Just stop. If you talk like that, I like to think that you have enough self-awareness to know that you talk like that. Please, for the love of Pete, stop it, because it is horrible, and it is stupid, and I cannot stand it. That is what I was going to say with my wife during this episode, but we skipped over it on accident, so I'm mentioning it now. Please don't talk like that. It's horrible. Besides that, this is a very fun episode. It goes by very quickly. It's a very easy listen. It's just my wife and I talking about all these subjects. Kind of a hodgepodge episode, but we kind of just conversation leads us to different things, and I went over some of them, but again, a lot of fun. Fun episode, easy episode. Thank you very, very much for listening. Sorry about my little rant there, but my goodness gracious, it's terrible. Okay, so thank you for listening, and welcome to the Heath Barn. Hello! I think I'm going to start doing it like that Seinfeld episode.
I love the voice.
Hello! Welcome to Heath Barn. That was my wife's voice.
Yep.
Say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld, actually.
Oh my, yes.
The voice.
Yeah, I mean Kramer gets the intern.
Oh, the intern. He's so good. Darren.
Best I can tell is this a single solitary man living in his own apartment that may or may not have a chicken. With Darren's help, we'll get that chicken.
That's right.
That one's great.
That's a really good episode. Really good.
Yeah, Darren's Kramerica Industries. Mm-hmm. They go through that whole thing. They got the giant ball of oil, and it lands on that girl's head, and Kramer's just like, "Well, that didn't work." And he's like, "Hey, how about this? Ketchup and mustard in the same bottle." Darren's like, "Oh, I like that, Mr. Kramer." And then there's sirens, and you hear sirens, and then they come back at the very end, and Jerry's like, and they bring the voice back, of course, but
Of course.
I'm coming a giant ball of oil. But they're like, they ask Kramer like what happened to Darren. He's like, let's just say Darren's going to be going away for a long time. so nothing happens to Kramer.
You took the rap.
Darren gets his ass hauled off to jail. Apparently, yeah, it's good.
So that is really good.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Back to the our episode here. We are recording right now. We're not just talking. We're talking, but we're actually recording. So, thought we'd go over a few things here lately that's been going on.
Yep.
We went and saw a band on Saturday. That I'm not a concert guy, and this was not a concert. This was just a band playing at a bar/restaurant.
Thank you to Heather for your sister for
my
mentioning
oldest,
it.
Last episode, I have two older sisters. Last episode, Kitty was on it. Hope you guys listened to it. If you haven't, go back and listen to it. It was a good episode. My oldest sister, Heather, is the one that mentioned this band to us. So we took her and met a few other people over there and watched them. And it's like, I'm saving the name here for a good time here. Okay. But we went and watched them at a very good place to eat. We like going there. It's about 25. It's in. I mean, can we like say who? I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it's in a little town called Rockville, Indiana. And it's called 36 Saloon, and they have really good food. But they have an outdoor area called the Hog Pit, where they have like a smoker. Yeah, during the like summer, fall months, you can sit out there and eat. And
but the covered bridge
was going on.
Explain. Oh. To anybody that's not from around these parts that might listen to this, explain that whole fiasco.
Well, there's the Covered Bridge Festival. And
I don't get it. I just want to preface this by saying I don't get but go ahead.
It's in Indiana, so it's in Park County. So it's like Rockville, Mansfield, Bridgeton area. All small towns, but they have covered bridges in them. And so the festivals have food and all kinds of like handmade goods, and it is very neat. Something I went to with my mom and my sister for years and years. I did not go this year because it's a lot of walking, and we've done it so many times, but it's neat. But it draws a ton of people. I was going to say,
explain how popular it is.
It's like, huge. I mean, people come. Somebody told me there was like people come from like Texas across the country for this. Because it lasts for, I think it's 2 full weeks. And so this was the second weekend, the last weekend when this band played in Rockville. And so they had, of course, a huge turnouts because you've got people that are there for the covered bridge plus vendors that are staying in town. And so it was packed. It was a great crowd. The food was awesome.
But the covered bridge is it's a whole thing.
It's a big deal around here.
Yeah.
I have a lot of wonderful memories from going to the covered bridge over the years.
You got no shot of communicating with anybody that's not there because
cell service is donezo when you get over there.
2023.
It's true.
And you might as well just get a freaking cup and a string.
But what was weird was this weekend I had cell coverage the entire time we were at the concert, which was great, but you didn't.
Nah, mine wasn't great, but
no. But so I don't know if it was because we were inside the the restaurant area, and like I don't know what the deal was, but typically we don't have.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm burying the lead. I need to tell what this band's called. They play all 80s music. Their name is Mullet Over. Mull It Over. So it's a very clever name, very good. But they have they didn't. I mean, I don't know. They just played everything spot on.
All
Spot
different
on.
kinds of. Just
Yeah.
they just covered the 80s.
They would play Foreigner, then they'd play Journey, then they'd play. They played Guns N' Roses, and they played Rush. They played Madonna. They played whoever sings "Hard in My Heart." I just said that because you effed up their name. What'd you call them?
forget.
I know, but man, you were yeah.
Is it Gold Flash? Can I call them Goldfish? No, it's not. I don't remember the name, but it's a weird name.
It's not Goldfish.
It's not. I don't know, but it's a weird name. They also did a couple fantastic Billy Squier songs.
Yeah, Billy Squier did some REO Speedwagon. They did some
Heart.
Yes, they did Heart. Anyway, it's just 80s, and it's just like Def Leppard, you know. But I mean, they had like a synthesizer, bass guitar. What did the guy playing guitar? What did he call that little guitar he had? I don't know, but that guy did not miss one note the entire night. It's almost like I thought. I'm like, is that guy pulling a Milli Vanilli? Because he is not missing any.
He's just so talented.
Yes, the singers were great. There's like 3 different ones that sang, and they just kind of took turns. They did Pat Benatar.
The drummer was great, and then they also had one of the lead singers. She played the saxophone and came out into the crowd.
She did.
Shook hands with you. It was really, or gave you a high five. It was really cool.
She came by. She came by, and I gave her a pat on the shoulder and was like, you're awesome. Yeah, you're awesome. No, but and we shook hands, and she leaned over, she's like, you have the softest hands I've ever felt. And I'm like, that's just I think I heard that line on Seinfeld. I think I stole it, but I was just like, that's just years and years of not doing any manual labor.
Like, you want to feel mine?
Yeah, no kidding. I used to have calluses, but nope.
Yeah, they were just incredible. It was a 4-hour show. They played for 4 hours, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, so they're really, really good. Mull It Over is the name of that band.
Fun
It
night.
would be really, really cool if I could get them in here sometime. That would be amazing. We'll see if that can transpire. But
That was a fun weekend.
yeah,
Really
it's
fun.
good. It's good. Yeah, and that food at that place is really good too. So
It's really, really good. And it's just a neat atmosphere. The outdoor area is so big, and they have a covered area, and then they have a part where we sat with like tall tables with like bar stools, and then another covered area where the band stands in a big fire pit in the very middle. So it was a chilly night, but it was so full, we got warm quick.
we were sitting by some people that I think they're from Evansville or something like that. And
Zionsville.
they were into their cups pretty good, having fun. So one of them kept on walking by and going out there and dancing, and I was like, hey, like, take her with you. So so she took Wifey up there.
It was really, really fun.
That happened probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm just like, get her, go up there, got there. Yeah. So yeah, but so yes, they're great.
It was kind of like there a little bit named that tune, because they were the table beside us was older than us, but they thought we were way younger, which was the highlight of my night.
Rio by Duran Duran. They couldn't figure out who it was, so I kind of leaned over and helped them. And then after that, I was just kind of like, they played Tony Basil, played Mickey, and then
they did. She had the pom poms and everything.
She did. So, but then they turned right back around and play like Led Zeppelin. So they just
it was awesome.
Yeah, they're good, and everything sounded great. All right, I told you before we came on, I'd let you have your little Bravo time here. You can
a lot going on in the Bravo sphere. I am currently, I don't know if anybody else out there that watches Bravo does this, I am currently rewatching some old seasons of Orange County.
Peacock.
And
That's
on Peacock,
right?
yeah. And it's really good because
that's not the stuff we have to have a subscription for, is it?
No.
I was going to say, I'm not paying for that.
But
nonsense.
it's really, and I can also get them like on demand on Bravo, whatever. But what was I going to say? Oh, I like watching old seasons of shows that I like, because over the seasons, some of the cast you love when they first come on, and then over the years they kind of get a big head and they get big for their britches, and then you're like, I can't stand them. They got a big ego.
Now, may I give my philosophy?
Of course.
You know how this works. You start off on there. you get started to get well known a little bit, and if you get on that show and you're not stirring the pot, then you got to start. Or
I agree with that 100%. They have to be relevant.
But there's some that get on there and, like you said, go back if you guys want to go back. One of the first episodes we ever did was our Real Housewife draft. Well, that was like the fourth or fifth probably episode.
It was early on,
but it was fun. But and Vicky was our least favorite one. So for you to say stuff like that, you liked her at the beginning.
I loved her at the beginning because in the beginning of the show, Real Housewives, they were they were, some were working moms, some were stay-at-home moms, but like Vicky ran her own company. She was a real estate, or not a real estate. Some of them were in real estate. There's, I think, 3 of them that was their profession, but she was an insurance agent and she had her own agency, and it would like show her in her office working, doing retreats for work and raising, and she had like kids that were in college and they'd come home. So it was showing her life, and I liked her. She was obsessed with her job, but she was very good at it, self-made, all of that, totally 100% self-made, and I really liked her.
She only had, I think, 4 facelifts at that point.
Yeah, but then as the years go on, she gets more facelifts. Her marriage ends. When in the beginning of the show, she was married, and her husband was awesome, a super cool guy. Everybody loved him. They get divorced, and it was like, and she has said, which I do respect, she has said divorcing him was the biggest mistake she ever made.
What percentage would you put on? How many couples actually make it through these shows?
Oh, it's
25% maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And some, you could like see the cracks in their marriage, and I'm like, they're not going to make it. Like, they're not going to, because the show will ruin it if it's already cracked. And a couple of them, you're like, there's no way. But I'm thinking about this show, and I could think of 3 right now that I'm watching. Their marriages are going to end. I already know it because they've all divorced. But anyway, I've been watching that and kind of enjoying that. But also, Southern Charm is like in the middle of the season. And it's really good right now. A lot going on.
And
I love Southern Charm.
Like what? Okay,
is my favorite show on Bravo above all the Housewives. I love Southern Charm, but it only has 1 cast, so you're not going to get like.
I don't watch. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I sat down with you, and
you watched an episode with me.
I watched an episode with you, yeah. And
it's not hard to catch up.
But I know all the people on it,
And that's another thing we talked about. There was a character, Craig, on Southern Charm, who initially we hated him. He was my least favorite character, and I get so mad. Now he's like my favorite because he's just kind of goofy and says stupid things, and
he tries to
be.
He's something.
But I like him now because I kind of can just laugh at him, and he's in a relationship, so he's not like fighting with everybody.
I like it when there's no drama, and if it's like Austin and Shep and Craig like hanging out, just like drinking and hanging out. And stuff,
they're funny guys.
But
I like Shep too. I can't help it.
I mean,
he is who he is, and I just like him. So
him and Craig are the only ones that've been on there from day one,
the very
right?
beginning.
Is that Cameron? Wasn't that Cameron on there?
Cameron's gone. Obviously. Yeah, Cameron was awesome.
And that Catherine, that nutbag, she's gone.
She's gone. But see, there's another thing. Cameron was on there, was single. She got married while she was on the show. She married a doctor, had a child, and the next year she left the show. And she's smart.
Yes.
Because she's like, her life is gonna, she's got her life the way she wants it. She's a real estate agent, and she doesn't want to.
She like be hammered, like falling down in the bushes and stuff.
So I'm done. Like, this is
not a good look.
I'm happy in my marriage, and she's old. She's probably Shep's my age, so she's probably our age.
Yeah.
In her 40s, it's like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm a mom now, so.
Yeah, but Craig with the Craig and Naomi stuff, that was.
Brutal.
Yeah, I've wanted to punch Craig in the face a lot, but the last couple of seasons he's been a little.
He's been better. He has a girlfriend.
Well, I think he was on. Good. He was on some.
Yeah, he had addiction problems, and he talked about it. And he was studying for the bar, and finally he stopped all that. He doesn't want to be a lawyer.
And he
made these pillows, and now he has like a company, Sewing Down South is what it's called, I think, and he has like 2 stores that sell them, but you can get them online, and it's not just pillows. There's like other stuff. So he's really successful with that. And
no, I remember episodes though.
Well, we made
where he wasn't doing shit.
We made fun of him,
and his assistant was doing everything, and he was just sitting on his.
He wasn't doing anything.
Okay, but is that still how it is?
No, but he does have a partner. He had a guy come in, and partner with him, and the partner this season they were showing that they'd gotten a warehouse to store all of the merchandise for the shipping and stuff like that. And the partner community is like, no, you cannot go. You can't be gone. This is going to be, so he kind of cracks the whip on him. He still needs that. But it's Craig's brand, so he owns it. It's, but he has a partner, so.
Gotcha.
I like Craig now. I can't help it. You can't not like him. He's just a goof.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from your Bravo verse?
Beverly Hills is starting this week. I'm very excited. I think that's Wednesday night it premieres. Kyle and Mauricio, Splitsville. It's going to be a juicy season. I can't wait.
Oh, my goodness.
So I am looking forward to it. I love Beverly Hills. I love OC. I love Jersey and Miami. Those are my,
Just those four.
Just those four.
Just those four plus
New York's my least favorite. I'm still watching it, but they have a new cast and
Yeah.
Not great.
I can't, that's, yeah.
I miss those old annoying women on New York.
No.
I do.
Well.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but I do.
All right. Well,
yeah. That's all I got on Bravo right now, so.
All right. Well, now, since you got to talk about Bravo, let me fill you on my fantasy day yesterday.
All right.
Because, this is it's our money.
It's true. It affects both of us.
One thing I don't understand are people that play in fantasy leagues where there's no money involved. What are you doing? What's the point? Just kidding. Makes me sound like a horrible gambler. And
it doesn't. But
what is the point, though?
It's like when you and I watch the Super Bowl and you do a few little bets on like kind of funny stuff. I will watch the game because you have a bet on it. Well, it was like
the over/under's not funny. Like
no, but there's all kinds of stuff you can bet on, right? Like you can bet on how long
I don't bet on that stupid stuff though. You can bet on the Super Bowl. They have the stupidest bets ever. You can bet on anything. What colors dipshits cleats going to be? Anything. You can
bet on like how long the Star Spangled Banner is going to be, can't you?
Yeah.
Like random things.
Over/under on the national anthem and stuff like
that. But
I
like the when you do bet on the like over/under. I like that because it's easy for me to figure out. It's not like it's
true. One
player doing so. I don't keep up with all that, but
yes,
I'm looking at the score specifically.
Yes, but I haven't gotten on any of those gambling sites for a while. I bet because during fantasy, it's like that's the that's where the money's going, but. Not a lot. See, that makes me sound.
No, that's what fantasy is. I think
in a few leagues where you put in whatever money, and then you put. I'm commissioner of one, and right now I'm the worst team in that league.
But you don't have to win to get money back.
No, there's different ways.
Right.
Every league's different. Okay, but I haven't updated you on stuff. I'm the worst team in the league I run.
I know. I listen to the podcast.
Okay. Now, but Ryan is the best team in that league, and I beat him.
Okay.
So that league's still going horribly.
Does that move you up though? If you
I've had some bad luck, but it's just it's not great. But that's the only league that I run. The league that I run is the way all leagues should be because there's no kicker, no defense, and you get 2 decisions every week.
Oh, okay.
So because. In one other league I'm in, I'm going to have possibly the second highest score of the week, but the team I'm playing is going to have the highest score, and I'm going to get a loss. Mm-hmm. That's stupid. If it was my league, you come out of that 1-1 because if your score is above the league median, then you get a win.
Got it.
Yes. So if you're out there listening, more people should do that. Get on Sleeper app and do that because they let you do that, and that's
that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. So, but looking like I'm going to win. All of them except one. The Florida League, I'm doing pretty good in that league right now. I'll be 5-2 after this week. So, yeah. But
and you go through December, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Bijan Robinson, he's a running. Okay, right now, I could be speaking in Chinese to my wife.
Yep.
And it'd be the same. It'd be the same deal. But Bijan Robinson is. He's like top probably 8 to 10 running back in the league, fantasy wise. He's like an RB1, which means he was drafted super high in all these leagues. I have him in the league that I'm the with the Paris folks. And game's going on. He's just not even out there. He's gone out there and played a couple snaps, and then he just goes right back off. He got 1 carry the entire game for 3 yards, and apparently he had, like, headaches.
Oh, my gosh. Do you think it's, like, concussion, though?
No, that's not the point. He's fine.
Okay.
But for all the fantasy people, like, it's not going to hurt me just because the rest of my team went off, and I should still win that game. But if you lose because of that, that's BS, because it's like...
Yeah.
Yes. So, people that have Bijan Robinson that lost because of him, sorry, but that's fantasy for you. That kind of crap happens every week. But as far as my week in fantasy, overall okay. My 4 leagues that I'm in, I'm either going to win all 4 of them probably, or at least 3.
That's good.
Yeah, so whatever. But
we watched the I enjoyed the happy hour that we watched. Is it called happy hour?
Well, it's happy hour during the week, and then they call it pregame on
pregame. Okay, yeah. I enjoyed that after church. We came home and you had it going, and it was fun to watch.
Matthew Berry's.
It was really funny.
It's on Peacock, but it was like Matthew Berry and his guys were at an Applebee's in Philly, and they were drinking for real.
Well, it's the Dollaritas.
It was the Dollaritas.
It was really funny.
They were there drinking for real, and like the fans were right there, and that was really good.
Well, and they called up fans. They called up one guy who was wearing the Eagle head, because it was the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Mm-hmm. And he had gotten a head at a garage sale for $3, and his wife comes up, and she was really, really cute, and he was like, they were like teasing him.
Matthew Berry's like, okay, clearly you got kicked your coverage, but
she totally was like, I encouraged him.
I encouraged him to get the head.
And then of course we were like, I was like, oh man, we should get you a Fredbird hat. You'd be like the best Fredbird ever. It'd be like, that'd be great. Nobody'd know you.
I'd love to get in shape and be a mascot, because nobody knows who you are.
It's fun.
And you just do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that was Stevie and I were getting really tickled watching the fans come up. It was neat.
Yeah, it's great. Now I put down some shows that we like. First of all, tonight, I mean, it's not going to be live, obviously, but Peyton and Eli. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to like football, and you would like that. Well, no, you wouldn't, because I talk too much football. But you'd like the...
I would have liked it when they had Snoop on, I'm sure.
But Snoop knows his shit.
Of course he does. Wasn't he? Didn't he coach his stuff? Yeah.
I thought he was one of my favorite guests on there, because he was like... Sometimes on there, the guests will be more about just talking about stuff, but Snoop was just like watching the game with them and like talking.
Really
he was like they were asking him questions and interviewing him, and he was answering and doing all that kind of stuff.
I would have liked that, because that's.
But he was breaking down stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he knew what he was talking about. So I was impressed with that.
I like.
How can you be that high all the time and know?
He is a well-rounded dude. He's got his dips his toe in everything.
He has 400 different commercials.
I know
that he's on,
and I love him.
And he doesn't care. Jack in the Box, Grubhub. I saw him on Grubhub.
Yeah.
Rapping about GRUBHUB, whatever it is. It's like, he don't give a shit.
There's like a video of him, and it's old, I'm sure, but it was just like,
or maybe it was one of those food ones, one of those food delivery services.
It was on when he was on the Ellen show, and just him dancing, and I just love to watch him dance. It just makes me happy. He's too cool. He's just too cool.
Yeah, he is. But your brain still working after all that, you know?
Yeah. He's a smart businessman, because he's still going.
I think I've heard, though, like, he is, if you book him for a gig or book him for anything, it's like he comes out when he wants.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
Yeah. Because Will Ferrell was on Dan Patrick, and they were talking about on Old School.
Yep.
They couldn't get him out of his trailer, and it, not because it wasn't like him being like demanding or anything. He's just in there smoking, and they could not get him out. So he said that Will Ferrell said like Vaughn had to go out there, like, you know, the part where he comes out, you know. Mm-hmm. They said that Vaughn had to go out there and just like keep the crowd
going hyped
for like hours, just before Snoop would get his ass out of the.
Well, and you know that video that we saw of Will Ferrell DJing. Mm-hmm. You saw the guy behind him. That was his son.
Okay, hang on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I think it was like, does his son go to USC? He's a USC guy, right? He went to USC.
Who, Will Ferrell? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's where
Snoop's boy was supposed to go there.
Okay, well, there's like a video of Will Ferrell. He's got the headphones on in front of like the whole like turntable, whatever, and he's just like going to town, like hyping people and getting all like jacked up. And you can see this kid come around and like say something to him and then turn back. It's his son. I looked it up. It's his son. So
Will
it's his
Ferrell's
son's
son?
fraternity.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because it's not you went to the same fraternity as he did, but it's not the same.
That's true.
It's a different fraternity.
I am fraternity brothers with Will Ferrell.
What's the fraternity?
Delta Tau Delta. Now, having said that,
Can't believe I'm married to a frat guy.
every active member in the history of Delta Tau Delta, I will put money on me doing the least. I'll put it against anybody.
Okay.
They let me go active. I did jack shit. They let me go active, and then I did even less after I went active.
But you know the handshake and everything.
I do, and I've been telling everybody.
I know. I do.
Just kidding, but it's nice to know I can walk up to Will Ferrell and have a little secret handshake.
You would know it. Yep, that's kind of funny. But no, I looked it up because I saw that. I'm like, I showed you the Greek letters, and you're like, nope, that's not his. That's not that. And then I'm like, the kid that leans over and talks to him has blonde hair, and I'm like, I wonder if that's his son. So then I looked it up, and it was.
Yeah.
So he was just hanging out with his son at a.
They were talking on. It might have been Dan Patrick this morning, and they were saying how Snoop had a birthday party or something, and Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly were there, and Snoop had wanted them to just be like the Step Brothers characters.
Oh, amazing!
At the party, so they went and they just.
I bet they had a blast doing that.
They just did this.
Really good.
They just did the Step Brothers shit the whole time.
That's good.
I know.
Bet that was fun.
It'd be cool if somebody like got that. Something else too, Dan. Okay. Well, I mean, we're just kind of shooting the breeze this episode. This is kind of
It's fun.
Yeah, we're all over the place. But okay, Dan said Monday, or I think it was Monday morning. No, it was Friday. They there was a guy that offered him a ticket in the city to go watch this concert. And it was like kind of like a private concert. There was only 400 tickets to it, and it was a band that was going to be performing their stuff off their new album with a special guest and blah blah blah. And Dan, is there a train?
There's a train. Keep
Okay.
going. It's all good.
So Dan turned it down so he could stay, and he just stayed at home. Turned down the ticket. Now,
I'm guessing the special guest was good.
well, no, guess who the band was, first of all?
I have no idea.
Old AF.
Oh, an old band.
Old AF.
Like 80s, 70s?
Just think of people that are still performing that are really old.
Oh, Rolling Stones.
Yes. Only 400 people, and Gaga made a special.
He didn't go to that?
No, he stayed home.
Even just for the Rolling Stones, I would be like, I want to be able to say I've seen him. That's really cool.
All the Danettes were giving him a hard time the next day.
Oh, man, and Gaga's the best.
But I don't think he knew that Gaga was going to be there.
Even if you didn't, though, why wouldn't you go see that? He's probably seen the Stones before then, obviously. But
yeah, but... So anyways, they had like a surprise kind of like concert deal, and he didn't go. But
man,
here's the scoop.
Getting to hear her, man, that'd be amazing.
If I knew Gaga was going to be there, I'd go. But you know how much... Okay.
If you were going to see the Rolling Stones in a crowd of only 400
it'd be
people,
like, okay,
that would be amazing.
I know, but what you get to an age where it's just like you don't want to mess with traffic, you don't want to mess with, people. Just
but
blah,
to
blah,
be
blah.
honest, he can get a driver. It's not like it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not.
I know. I get it.
But anywho,
they can get any special guest they want. So
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Snoop, and I was like, what?
No.
That'd be cool. But
I don't know.
Man.
I'm not a concert person at all. I hate them. I hate people. Hate being around. Hate tight crowds.
But you like going to like what we did Saturday, like a
Saturday.
gig,
It's fine because we weren't, but it wasn't crowded.
Like a band at a restaurant. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, there was plenty of people there, but the place was big enough we were spread out. We weren't like crowded. I mean, but as far as me like standing shoulder, nope, never.
No,
again, never.
I agree. I'm too old for that too. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A huge band in a small place would be neat. Period. That's pretty neat.
Indeed, it would. All right, now I wrote down a few shows that we've watched lately.
Okay.
That we want to
break down.
We won't have to break down, but at least like let people know that they're good.
Okay.
This was on 3 seasons on HBO Max and Comedy Central too. I don't know. It went back. I don't know. Whatever. But I love it. I think I like it more than you, but you like it.
No, I like it a lot.
Yes, I laugh really hard on it when I watch it. Southside.
It's good.
It's on HBO Max, whatever. But they canceled after 3 seasons. I don't know why.
And the Rotten Tomatoes is like crazy good.
It is really, really funny, and all those people are really from the South Side of Chicago.
Oh, it's so good.
So it is funnier than hell. It's kind of like it's got kind of a Friday vibe to it.
It does. I agree.
They smoke a lot on there, and but they're they're just identical twins, and one of them's a boss, but they work for like a rent-a-center.
Like it's called, is it RTO? But RTO. Isn't in business anymore, so that's probably why they could use the.
Yeah, RTO. Yeah, but they go and they
it's hysterical.
repossess stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but that show.
The cop, the guy cop is really funny because he doesn't.
I wasn't messing with you. They're married in real life.
Okay, so the two cops, there's a lady cop and a guy cop. They're partners, but the guy cop's hysterical because he doesn't want to be there. Like he doesn't want to work the South Side. He thinks he's too good for the South Side.
Well, and he's very.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny
because he just.
Yeah. Kind of a square-ish.
Yeah, he is definitely.
Yeah, but then there's characters. They bring in
amazing.
There's so many people that are only on 1 out of every 4 or 5 episodes, but they're very memorable.
But my favorite characters would be the
skirt.
Probably my favorite characters would be the two that do most of the like repoing. The one twin and then his buddy. They're great.
And his buddy, I think, is the one that kind of did the show.
Oh yeah,
he's the three of them, the twins and him. I think are the ones
really,
that
really funny.
Yeah, but it's funnier than hell.
They went to see a psychic this last one I just watched, and the psychic was horrible and hilarious.
Yes, yeah, and the only reason they're there, like that,
I thought they were there in the beginning just to get a reading or whatever. And I'm like, this is going to be hilarious. And it was. But they were just there to repo the armoire they have with all the crystals on it.
Yeah.
He sells crystals, and it's just such a ripoff.
Yeah.
And he's not a psychic. He's just a scam artist or whatever. But it's funny.
Yes, it's great. So we recommend Southside on HBO. Another one that we watched lately. The new season of Justified.
It's really good.
To me, it was just as good as it always was. You didn't like this bad guy as much, but I thought he ended up being pretty good.
By the last probably 3 episodes, I thought he was a really good bad guy. And
yeah, don't give away stuff.
No, I'm not gonna say anything about this season. I just missed the old Justified episodes. The girl that was the love interest. I missed her because that was the big thing. The 2 main characters both had relationships with her.
Well, yeah,
and she was kind of messed up and just a really neat character. I really liked her, and I loved the pull back and forth with them. I liked that.
The new people that were in it were very good as well.
Really good. Really, really good. And his daughter's in it, which is kind of cool.
Now, the only thing, the only spoiler I'm going to give is that it's not even a spoiler. It's just his daughter on the show, this Justified City Primeval, which, again, you should watch. If you liked Justified before, it's the same stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But his daughter on this show is his daughter in real life. And you can kind of tell.
I can kind of tell.
They look alike a little bit.
And I think by the end, I'm not going to give any spoilers. There'll be another season. So it's like, there has to be.
Yeah.
They left it like that, like, oh, it's going to keep on going, and that made me excited because it got to a point where I was like really, really into it at the end, and I'm like, I want to watch more of this. So.
Right. But yeah,
what's his name in real life?
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Raylan's just a fantastic character.
We have close friends that named their child Raylan after.
It's a good name. But yeah, it's a good idea for a show. He's a marshal.
U.S. Marshal.
U.S. Marshal, so he always wears like street clothes and like a cowboy hat,
that's his thing. It's a cowboy hat, but yeah.
But he's from Tennessee, right? Is it Tennessee?
No, Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay, I can't remember what state it was, but man, I would watch those old ones again because I've only watched the original series one time, and I would definitely watch them all again, like watching a really good movie.
It was like 2009 and 2015. It was like 6 seasons, and it was super popular. But the really good shows, they stop them after about 6 seasons because, like The Wire, up here on the wall.
Okay, it is very similar to The Wire in that it's law enforcement, and every season they are after a certain bad guy or a certain. But then The Wire is very deep and very whatever, and there's seasons I liked better than others on The Wire for sure. But then there's always like a main bad guy that just kind of
stays there.
Once in a while. And The Wire, it was what's his name?
It was Well, Omar, but then it was also
The
shit. He's on everything.
Idris Elba was the
Yeah, I can't think. Yeah,
good bad guy, real
great,
good bad guy. The Wire is really good. It's probably, I feel like it's no, it may not be the show, but it might be one of the shows where we started doing subtitles because we didn't want to miss anything.
yeah.
And they're
We've been doing
talking
that for a long
fast.
time.
Sometimes they talk a little bit quiet, and you're like, you don't want to miss the plot because you have to watch. You can't miss a second, or you're
Yeah.
going to lose track of what's going on.
I think we've had subtitles ever since we've been married because it's just like yeah.
Those
'Cause
deep,
they're
those
really
deep
good
shows.
They're really good shows. You can't miss anything they're saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at that poster of The Wire, and I'm like, I could do that one again too.
Yeah,
it's
great.
really good. It's like on the top 5 all time, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, we did that pod. Remember we did a draft.
Yeah,
we did a draft
and it's
something?
up there with Sopranos, both HBO series.
Yeah, indeed. You can talk about those Murdoch murders because that's real and it's
Okay.
horrible. But yeah, go ahead.
I watched it. I had listened to podcasts about the Murdoch family murders and the family and everything. I can't remember if it was Dateline or 48 Hours that covered it. I don't know which, but I listened to podcasts of both. And then Netflix did a series on it, and they did initially they did a 3-part series, and then the dad was arrested, and then they did the follow-up 3 episodes to show like the court case and how. Anyway, but
Don't give spoil. I mean,
I won't give any spoilers, but it's like news, but
yeah.
just a twisted family. And another thing that it reminded me of, they're in the South, and it's a prominent lawyer and his like lineage of like lawyers. They owned this huge firm, and they'd been on the prosecution side, they'd been on the defense side. So his whole family, before him was like lawyers and lawyers and lawyers. And I don't know if one of them was even a judge. So, like, their pictures are up in the courthouse. Like, they're, whatever. So, it was very interesting, but it reminded me a little bit of Southern Charm. Because initially in Southern Charm, one of the guys who's not on there anymore came from a prominent family. They were in politics, and they were lawyers. And it reminded me of that because I'm like, that is, like, seriously how it is. This privilege and this, like, looking the other way, and they kind of like owned the town a little bit.
It's like Roadhouse.
Yeah, you're not going to go up against them.
Except less boobs.
That's right. Less mullets.
Less mullets. Less Kelly Lynch boobs.
It's true. But it was really good. And I had watched all of it, and I'm like, you've got to watch it because it's juicy and it's interesting and it has a good ending. We don't like to watch true crime unless there's a finality to it, and there has to be an ending to it. If it's like a mystery that never gets solved, or like Making a Murderer, that was infuriating because they're.
Yeah, I couldn't get through all that
after
a few.
Another thing
pissed me off
that's come out about Making a Murderer, and I'm sure a lot of people have watched that because it was one of the first like huge true crime documentaries on Netflix. And Daily Wire, which you have to subscribe to, has a new thing about that. So I don't know what's happened in the case. I haven't looked it up.
the case.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get. Oh god, I couldn't even get through that. I was just like,
if these guys don't get off, then there's no point in watching.
She used to get pissed at me because like
he just look it up.
I get impatient. And
But I was glad you did on that one because they had the. That one was infuriating.
I don't see the point.
So it made me so angry.
I don't see the point in watching something. Why am I going to watch this big freaking mystery for all these episodes if when you get done with all the episodes, it's still a mystery?
It's like Unsolved Mysteries.
Just wasting my time.
No. Okay, I'm gonna say one thing. It's not wasting your time. If it's like a missing person, they're getting. I always put myself in those people's position. If I were a family of a missing person, I would want that story plastered all over TV, all streaming services to have it. Except for the fact that if you're watching it, it's really hard to not. It's really sad. Another thing I'm going to throw in real quick. I'm obsessed with true crime.
We'll see how quick.
I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. So I had been following the story.
That is so 2019.
I know, but I can't help it.
Shit.
I love true crime documentaries and all of that. But the whole Long Island serial killer, the Gilgo Beach deal, and this had happened years and years ago, and they just got the guy, like, in the last year.
Good.
And then I watched...
Fire his ass.
One night, you were... I think you were out here recording, and I watched The Lost Girls, which was that movie that Amy Ryan had done. and I knew it was based on a true story. I did not know it was based on the Long Island serial killer case. So when the movie was made, they did not have an ending. They had not found him, and now they have. So that was kind of cool because I watched the movie, but then at the end, I'm like, oh, I know they got him.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, though.
To each his own, but I just I can see if they did the Unsolved Mystery thing to let people know, keep an eye out for this prick. But if
and missing
if you're just doing it, yeah. But if it's not about that, then it's like I want some resolution.
Yeah, typically when I'm listening to anything true crime podcast wise, it is always there's an ending to it.
I got that one guy that talks like this.
Oh yeah, what's that called? We like Case File.
Case File. Yeah.
That's really good. That's a really good podcast.
Yes. Talks a bit like this.
And he covers cases all over the world. He doesn't just do ones that are U.S. based, which typically the ones I'm listening to are in the U.S.
Little did she know.
It's Murray doing it.
Foster's Australian for beer. That is how he talks, though.
I know. That's exactly.
But I like
That's
it.
a good one.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
And those always have a resolution. And 48 Hours and Dateline always do, too. I'm a big Keith Morrison fan.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I just... sometimes I can do those with you, sometimes it's not. But
And I like ones that have, like,
if we're never going to be on the road
parts
for a couple hours,
to
you know,
them.
it's like
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah. It makes the time go fast when you're driving.
I
Or
will,
when I'm working.
I will say this. The Case File guy likes to give you lots of twists and turns.
Always.
Keep you invested in the podcast.
You are, yes, shocked. And typically, when I'm listening to ones I listen to, there's not...
Well, and it's
you know who it's going to be. It's like, oh, I figured it out.
Yeah.
There was one I listened
I know,
to
it's
the
so
other day,
stupid.
and I was like, holy... I just listened to one...
We always get like 20 minutes in when I do listen to them.
I'm listening to a new one that's called Over My Dead Body, and every season he does a different case. And he just did a case about a police officer that got killed. And I was thinking it was going to be like, they find it's like the guy's wife, and it was like a whole... It wasn't. He this is old, so whatever. He framed his own suicide so that someone would get like in trouble. He was like going down, so he just was like, I'm going down, and I'm trying to take this other person with me. And it was very twisted. I did not see that coming, but it was, yeah, he did. He definitely did.
It's really dumb to try to guess who did it like 15 minutes in.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's got...
All they're doing is setting you up to...
They set me up. I thought it'd be his wife.
Yeah. A movie we watched recently, we were going to mention too, is Tom Cruise. It's from like 2017 called American Made. It's based on a true story. Why don't you look up that guy's name while we're...
Okay, I will.
But,
and that... Whew,
that was really cool.
Really, really interesting. He was a drug... He ended up working for the cartel, didn't he? But he started out working for the CIA, and he was kind of like a double...
Hell, he worked for the White House. He worked
for... yeah.
This
Very
was like in the
interesting.
70s, but it was like 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think. And it was very good. Very good movie.
What's it called?
American Made.
American Made.
No, we're just waiting on her to...
Okay, Barry Seal was his name.
Yeah.
He was initially a TWA pilot, and that's how they recruited him into the CIA, because he was a pilot.
Yeah.
A good pilot.
He was going and making these drug runs, and he was taking pictures, remember, at first, and yeah, it was very...
And it was funny too, because it was in the 70s, and so like the technology was just not anything like it would be today. So he was like literally doing flyovers, and then like the plane had this camera on it, but it was just like snapshots, and
Yeah.
But it was neat.
Those where were they? Where was he when they had that runway?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It was at the very beginning.
Colombia, was it?
Well, it was Escobar. He was working for Escobar.
And
Pablo
Escobar was not even the boss then.
Not
it was
yet,
like
not
he was
yet.
like the second in command. So I'm like,
Yeah.
they named the guys, so it's all true. And they named the guys, and he was like the...
It's when Pablo Escobar was number 2 before he like blew up and
But
took
it
hold of-
showed like the drug wars that were going on, which we've watched stuff about Pablo Escobar. So it was like late 70s, early 80s when all that stuff started happening.
And this dude's the main pilot, doing all the running, doing all the... Yeah, it was...
It was really good.
Yeah.
Edge of your seat stuff the whole time.
Throw Tom Cruise in it. Well, and it was funny, too. They had some funny stuff.
It reminded me of a little bit, the whole thing, a little bit of Goodfellas. Like, you got one guy, and he gets just in over his head.
One thing that was impressive about this guy, I mean, I don't know, in real life or whatever, but they never showed him drinking or doing drugs or any of that kind of stuff.
I was like, is he going to start dipping into the supply? Because that's what happens on Goodfellas, which Goodfellas is based on a true story also. Henry,
Yes.
what is it? Henry? That's his
Henry
name?
Hill.
Yeah. And he obviously gets messed up, and that's what, his downfall was, that he got into the cocaine, I think it was in that one. And
Yes, it was.
I couldn't remember if it was heroin or cocaine, but I was like, I think it's cocaine.
I'm just gonna let her go. See what else. Okay, no.
But it was he never did.
I know. Not in the movie anyway, so that's good.
And he kept his family together too, like they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife was right there with him.
But
the whole
obviously
time.
I'm not gonna give it away. But yeah. But anyways, it's good movie.
It was real. It really happened, and we looked. Obviously, when the movie's over, we always look up the stuff about him so we can see the real pictures of the real guy, the real wife, see what she looked like.
Tom Cruise, they were doing this guy quite a service.
The wife too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But it's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's my wife's way of saying that they're ugly, and that is not
They're
the
not,
way we talk in this
they're
part.
not, but the wife that they cast was like gorgeous,
I'm
and
just
she's been
kidding.
in other things too. I just can't think.
Parks
right
and
now.
Rec. She's Jerry's daughter.
Yeah, Gary.
Rob Lowe starts banging her.
Gary.
Yeah. Rob Lowe starts banging her, and Jerry's. Well, it's Christy Brinkley's daughter. Now we're getting off on Parks and Rec, which is another amazing.
He's married to Christy Brinkley. It's just that's hysterical.
It makes it funny.
Yeah,
because it's like.
Definitely outkicked his coverage.
Make fun of me all you want. Give me a hard time. Like, I'm going home to that every night.
Yeah, and he brings his wife in. They're like, holy crap. Yeah, it's good.
Remember the one where he has a heart attack and he keeps on farting, and Aziz Ansari's like...
he died of a...
Like Jerry! It's like, oh my gosh, what's he say?
I can't
Something
remember.
about it's still like a dinosaur fart. But
that
Jerry's-
one is really funny.
Yeah, he's having a heart attack,
he
but he
is.
keeps on farting.
Yeah, that one's really funny.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's good. And then after they find out he's fine, he's like, just one. It's like, he was having a fart attack.
Fart attack, that was it. That made me laugh really.
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari, man. I loved him. I loved his show too, Master of None. The first season. Or the first two seasons.
First 2 seasons, yeah. But
good. That's another one. If you haven't seen the first 2 seasons.
we don't. Okay, I just want to let people know
great.
we don't live that close to a train. It isn't how it is loud as
it's very loud.
All get out.
Hey, it's real. I like it. Real.
Our first house.
Transparent podcast.
We lived very close to a train.
We lived on literally
No, but
steps
pretty
away.
doggone
Steps
close.
away from the train.
Yes.
And
Stevie
it sounded
was
like
a
it was
baby
driving
when
through our living room.
It did. It did.
Very
But
loud.
well, the only other thing I was going to say, one show that we want to watch next. I can't recommend it yet because we haven't watched it, but everybody says it's is Bear, the lip from Shameless.
Yeah, and another podcast I listened to was talking about it, and they were just like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And so good. And I love Lip from Shameless.
He's great.
But I think it's got a comedy edge, which I always like, a serious one, like Better Call Saul. Serious, but makes you laugh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one I want to watch next.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But I'll wait till you. We used to watch them all together, and I've been kind of a stinker lately. And if she falls asleep and I'm still into it, I'll keep watching.
Which makes me very angry because I could never do that. I'm like, I can't watch it without you. Like, I'll watch Netflix documentaries without you because I know I'm going to have to, really get you to...
Reel
It's
me
not
in.
your thing. But I'm like, you've got to watch Murdoch because it's so good.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really well done.
What did I finish without you? Justified. But I rewatched it with you.
Friday Night Lights.
I didn't watch.
You did too. Yes, you did.
Well, hell, I don't remember that. That was a long time ago. That was a really long time ago.
But how many did you watch? You're like 4 or 5 without me. I'm like, oh, that's like 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes I'd be like, just tell me what happened, and then we'll just keep going.
Yeah. But lately, though, I watched the Somebody Somewhere Without You.
You did.
I watched
Barry without me.
Barry. I watched Barry without her. I watched the whole last season of Barry
Yeah,
without
and
you.
I still haven't watched him.
Yeah.
You said it wasn't as good as the.
Well, it's
It's dark. Did it get dark? It was getting dark at the end.
I'm not
of the
giving
season
stuff away.
No, but I don't know what happens during that season, but I know that the last season
I've been
his
watching Ted
demons
Lasso
have kind of
without you
taken
too.
over.
Yeah. I'm on season 3 of Ted Lasso without you too.
For sure. Why wouldn't you be?
I don't know. Stay up past 7:45 p.m.
I mean, I thought we were.
She is
I
right
thought
now.
we were a team.
I know.
Apparently not.
Well, every team has its ups and downs.
Yeah. There's no I in team. Oh, apparently there is.
Well,
It's fine. Whatever.
anything that I've watched without you, if I thought it was like really good enough to go back and then we would, but yeah. Somebody somewhere you'd probably like.
Those kind of shows, to be honest, I don't like to watch by myself. I like to watch them with you because we talk about them and stuff like that. But like documentaries, I'll watch by myself all day long.
Yeah.
I just watched the Shiny Happy People one, the one about the Duggars.
I watched the Wham one without you.
And I watched it by myself without you because it was
see?
awesome.
Yeah.
It was just, I wish they'd have like part 2. That would just be like him, the rest of his career.
Well, he lost his mind a little bit.
I know, it'd be good. Maybe they will. Just a George Michael one would be good because he's the talent.
Yeah. The other guy was good.
He was good, but the voice is him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wham. Anybody? Nothing? Wham?
It was
Anybody?
good.
Yeah. All right, well. Okay, now here's what we're going to do, but then we just end up talking the whole time, which is fine, but there's a stack of cards here sometime here in the next couple weeks. Harry's going to come in here because he's missing the barn. Mm-hmm. And Mandy's going to do some flashcards with him. And he's going to give nicknames to every single card she holds up, no matter who it is.
Can't wait.
No matter who they are. He's going to pull something out of his keister.
He does that.
But you'll have to wait for that. That's coming down. That's down the line. Yep. Next 2 nights recording. Mm-hmm. Should we tell them what's going on tomorrow night?
Second sibling
sighting.
Yeah, you're getting a sibling.
This time
and
it's
an in-law.
Mandy's sibling.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband are coming in, and we're going to play password against them. So
see what happens. We will see what happens. It'll be fun.
What was the phrases I kept repeating that one night? Shit's going to hit the fan.
Oh, Lord, yes.
And there was another one that I just kept repeating because I thought.
Well, you do that. It's hard to keep up with.
It's a good phrase.
It is. It's a good phrase.
Because I don't know what it means. Just means it's gonna get crazy. But so they're coming in tomorrow night, and we'll put that one out here sometime soon. But
yeah.
Okay, so little this, little that. I'll have to think of the title for this episode.
Kicking it with Wifey.
Phew.
Nah.
That'll get the downloads.
I think it will.
Yeah. All right. Well, Wifey, you just go right ahead and do that little finish us off over there.
Okay. Thanks for listening. Welcome to the Heath Barn. That's that.